All right, let's do this. Let's go live. Peace. Peace, Moors and Mega. Peace, everybody out there. Um, I'm going to speak on some stuff. And if you got some questions, go ahead and just type them in the chat. All right? So, we're going to go live real quick and talk about some stuff. All right? Go ahead and let some more people get up in here. Peace to everybody watching. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and do a real quick thing. Click that share button. All right. Click like and share. All right. If anybody has any questions, you can just type them. Islam. All right. And I'm just gonna speak on some stuff real quick. But like I said, if you have any questions, just go ahead and type them in here. And make sure you click like and share too. All right. So yeah, we're just gonna talk about nationality real quick. Okay. And just going off the top of the head, not reading anything. All right. So Islam Rose, peace. Make sure you click like and share. All right. Okay. All right. So there's so much information out there. We want to clear up any questions, any confusion. We want to get people on the same page, especially the people out there that are sincere, okay? If you're here, chances are you already know that at some point or another, our nationality was stripped from us. If by chance, hopefully you will come to the information that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali created for us, that he prepared for us, and you'll see that that he explains how our nationality was stripped in the year 1779, 1774. I could be mistaken by 1779, but anyway, bottom line is it was stripped. We have labels denoting to slavery, denoting to subhuman status placed on us. So if you're here, chances you already know that, or you're open to that information, right? So we want to clear some things up because there's a lot going on, right? And you need to be on point with this because this is very important. Believe it or not, but we are a big deal. The so-called African American is a big deal, right? Everything that's going on, I could say it revolves around us, and it'll sound like I'm just, obviously I'm vested in that, so I'm gonna say that. But no, it's true. Everything that's going on, even this whole 2020 census thing with it. Now I want to ask you to, define what white means, what black means, right? All this stuff is connected to us. All right. At this point in time, it's very important. Peace, Islam, Brian Bay, Islam, to everybody that's tuning in just now. Please make sure you click like and share. Okay, so we're going to speak on some basics and might even cover something that some of the people who've been on this for a while don't know. But we want to speak on real things that affect us. We want to clear up things and speak on facts and share this so that we can all be on the same page on the things that matter. Right, so it's important that everybody watching this clicks like and share. And if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat. It's cool. Right? So Islam. So one of the Islamism. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure you click like and share. All right. So one thing that's very important that I hope everybody gets, okay? Please be careful with the information that you come across on the internet. Even me, okay? Be careful. You need to research everything. And one of the good things to do is to actually get the Prophet's material, whether you go into a temple or not. At least get that information from the temple. And there's three key things that you need to get. Every Moorish American, I don't care what your philosophy is, Every Moorish American should have the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Or the Seven Circle Quran or whatever. I don't have anything on me right now. Like in front of me, it's all upstairs. But I will show it to you if I did. So the Holy Quran, everyone should have the Quran questions, right? Or Quran questionnaire. Some people call them the 101s, right? 101 questions. Everybody should have the Holy Quran, the 101s, okay? I don't care, once again, what your philosophy is, how you found this out, yeah, against the temple, whatever, I don't care. Every Moorish American should have those two things. And then the third thing, and there's actually more, but these three things are key. The third thing is just one sheet of paper. It's the divine constitution and bylaws, okay? Every Moorish American needs to have those three things. That's very important. It may sound really simple, but it's very important that you have that and that you take your time and look over it. You don't have to try to get it all in at once, but look over it over time. And the more you look over it, the more you'll start to understand it. All right? And another way that you can learn more about it and it can help you understand it would be also congregating with other Moors, sheiks, and whatnot that are in temples, so that you can ask questions and things like that. But that's fine, because I know a lot of people, may not feel comfortable even joining temples, whatever. But you need to have the Quran, you need to have the Quran questions, the 101s, and you need to have the divine constitution and bylaws. You have to, because first off, these are the laws. Even the Quran questions. These are our laws for our nation that our prophet, our divine and holy prophet, brought to us. Okay? All right? So you need to have those. And then two, they help you move around out here and know what's real and what's not. They help you know what's real and what's fake. There's some people out here, they, doing what I'm doing. They're on YouTube, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, all this stuff. And they're talking a good game. And they might even throw Prophet Noble Drew Ali out there every now and then and sound like they're on point and they're just really with the Prophet and genuine and really about the movement. But they're not. But if you have that material and you're seeing what is and what is not part of the actual... See, a lot of you don't even know what the Prophet set up. It's called the Moorish Divine and National Movement, right? So some of the things I'm teaching you, you wouldn't even know if you're not like in the temple, right? Because a lot of people, you find out about this stuff online, so you don't even know this stuff. So I'm hipping you to some stuff that you wouldn't know unless you're on the inside, right? So listen, this is important. So the Moorish Divine and National Movement is our actual government, okay? All right? Remember that. Okay, so you get the Prophet's materials, at least those three things that I told you, and you studying that. You know what's real and what's not. And so when you see people out here, it's like encouraging people to do things that's kind of reckless, that's kind of out there, selling stuff, selling paperwork, saying, yo, you should do this, asking you for your personal information, so they can give you some ID card or something, you know what's real and what's not. Because you have the Prophet's material, you can tell by what they're telling you whether they're authentic or not, right? And I'm going to give you an example. One good example, I spoke on that on a video. Check us out on YouTube if you haven't already. Subscribe to Moors in America on YouTube. But one thing that a lot of people are messing with and that they don't even realize they're like slipping up is with these declarations, right? So a lot of people, they're like, I'm not trying to mess with the temple, right? But they want to declare their nationality. All right. So what people don't realize is that what you're doing on your own, it doesn't carry the same weight. Because when Prophet Noble Drew Ali came, everything that he did, from the stances that he was doing to the handshakes, the verbs and nouns that he was using, the way that he was speaking, let people in power and positions of authority know that he's the real deal when he says he's an Egyptian adept, and that the information that he's bringing is the real deal. So when he's a legit prophet, From a Masonic stance, he's a prophet. Okay? From, from leadership standpoint, they recognize him, okay, as a head of state, as a prophet. Okay? So when he comes and he sets up a religious society where we have the freedom to practice and do as we believe, including declare our nationality to get up out of these labels, it was authentic. It is authentic. It still is. All right? And so that's how you have the ability to do this, by going within this system, this society that's set up for us, right? So that's authentic. That's real. And that's recognized because he's recognized. All right? So people are trying to do it outside of that, maybe because you're just getting the information from all over the place and you don't really know what to do with it. Maybe you even try to go to the temple and the people there was whack. I'm not gonna lie, some people whack. They're not doing what they supposed to. Some ain't doing anything. Cause like me personally, if you got a temple and you're not running businesses, you know what I'm saying? And that brother just asked a question, maybe I'll get to that. But if you're not running businesses, like that's the most important thing, because the prophet had several businesses. They were making millions. You know what I'm saying? Which is what really matters. It was all about economics. So if you're not running businesses, if you're not actually doing things in the community and at least setting up things for your members so that they got everything that they need, then the temple's failing, right? So some of y'all running into that and it's turning you off. I don't blame you. I understand. I get it. You still maybe should go in and try to help fix it, or at least get your own off, or, put in your weight. Because if the people just see what you wouldn't know if you're outside of it, the people who are in there, who are just in these positions, they just got these titles for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And they're not doing anything with it. If they're not living by the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, they can be out. Nobody is infallible, right? But that's, maybe for another video. Back to what I was saying, right? So I get that some people's turned off by this stuff. But the thing is, when you're going out here, when you're doing all the declarations and all these things, it doesn't carry the same weight. It's going through the society that was actually set up by the prophet, who's recognized for these reasons. Just like I was saying earlier, that's legit. Very legit. Probably more legit than you would know. I mean, like, if I show you some of the books and things that I'm reading, like, you would understand, like, it's legit. Okay? Now, one of the brothers asked if he was legit, why did they kill him? Well, one of the things that, like, a lot of people don't know, you have that peace, Islam, to divine, what's up? So, one of the things that a lot of people don't know is that there's actually a section of the government, maybe the CIA, that was actually ordained to prevent the rise of a black messiah. And that's actually a known fact now, through the Freedom of Information Act, like way after the fact, after they done already put in like decades of work, holding our people down. Now we know about COINTELPRO and, their whole point system, how one of their main points was to prevent the rise of a black messiah. And, it don't matter what it takes. They'll get people to look like us to do it, put in a lot of work on doing that to slow things down, because they know they can't really stop it, right? They got to slow it down. They got to feed off of us, live off of us, We like, if we don't understand what's going on, we like cattle, you know what I'm saying? So, in the 20s, I'm thinking, when was J. Edgar Hoover in power? We know about COINTELPRO, but for all we know, there was another program before that. COINTELPRO is supposedly has been dissolved, but all they do is come up with something else. Another black project that'll be for preventing the rise of, maybe they call it an Asiatic Messiah now. It don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? By the time you find out about it, it's like way after the fact. All right? So anybody who's coming with that much power and energy and actually able to get, several organizations started in several different states, got tens of thousands, maybe even 100,000, maybe even 1 million people it's going to be seen as an issue. And then they got political clout. They, economically they're successful in doing these things. That's going to be huge, So that's definitely going to get some resources towards stopping or slowing that down, right? But that doesn't mean it's not legit. Like I said, the way it was set up, everything was done properly, and that's the official way to proclaim your nationality, is going through the temple, through the society that we have that actually has the government structure, everything set up. Everybody talking about reparations, right? It seems like every 10, see, some of y'all don't even know because you might have been born in 1990. You was born yesterday, but every 10, every 8, 10 years, they start talking about reparations. You'll hear, they'll drag out John Conyers. See, y'all don't even know about him as a congressman from Michigan. They'll drag out people like him from the Congressional Black Congress. Somebody will put a reparations bill up. So they talking about it now too, right? But they're actually making some moves towards it. But like I was saying, so they talk about this stuff, and in reality, no matter what, they cannot give reparations to Black Americans, to African Americans. You can't, right? Who's gotten reparations? Jews have gotten reparations. Why is the United States still paying Israel off, right? Japanese Americans got reparations. A lot of people don't know Japanese Americans were put in internment camps during World War II, or, while that whole thing was going on. They were putting Japanese Americans in there, and then later on down the line, they started giving them and their descendants reparations, right? So you have to have a real nationality. You have to have the ability to govern yourself. You have to have a government set up to get it, right? You have to have a government, bottom line. You have to have that structure set up to receive. They can't just give money to, objects or whatever. You can't just give money to possessions, all right? Now, I'm not saying that African Americans or blacks or whatever possessions, but they're almost like in limbo, It's almost stateless people, okay? They're in a very peculiar position, all right? And they don't have the ability to govern themselves, really to make decisions for themselves, to speak for themselves even. The United States government speaks for Black Americans, right? Can't speak for themselves, can't really, govern themselves. And that's how it's set up. So all that talk about reparations and stuff, it can't even happen unless we do what we're supposed to do. You got to go within the society. So it can't just be a bunch of, ragtag people here and there. I'm going to declare I'm going to use this paperwork I got off the internet. I bought this from someone. You didn't want to just download it and do it. So you bought it from somebody because their paper looked nice and got seals and stuff on it. It's not good enough, right? And now back to that paperwork, man. Look. Y'all need to be careful using that paperwork and them declarations, right? Look at the YouTube channel. It was a video on there where we had this this PDF file, and it's allegedly from this organization that gives out information to law enforcement all over the country. And so it's basically going on and on about the things that Moorish nationals are doing, and then tying them in as sovereign citizens. And one of the things they did, they had these declarations that Islam, Mayel, Young Sheik. So they had the declarations on there, right? That everybody's using. People thinking they slick. They got them on there. Law enforcement, they already know. So one of the things though, man, like, y'all not even reading that stuff. And I'm not even saying y'all, I'm not trying to talk down to anybody, but let's be real about it. Like, a lot of people aren't reading that. A lot of people don't know what's on it, don't understand it, okay? And everybody trying to act smart. And then one of the bad things about this is it's like creating this whole culture of, trying to shame people, act like you smart, like you know everything. And then you got some people who really need to be asking questions, and they not even asking. You know what I'm saying? Islam Kiana. So they like scared to ask questions because they don't want people to think they're dumb. But I'm telling you, like be careful, because what I was trying to say about those declarations, it's got so much stuff in there just mixed in. if you get like the average declaration, it say sovereign on there so many times. It'll say Zodiac Constitution. It'll even say Clock of Destiny, Zodiac Constitution, and it's saying this on there. And the people who are using this stuff, like, you don't even know what the International Order of Mechanics is, all right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't need to be trying to ask people to sign your declarations for you, okay? And so for people that don't know what I'm talking about, just bear with me. And like I said, click like and share this, because somebody is messing with this and they need to hear this, okay? So these declarations that people getting so they can proclaim their nationality on their own, because you don't want to go within the society that the prophet set up for you, you know? So these declarations, yeah, that's one of the main things. Like, people really don't know what they're dealing with, because most of these, like 99% of them on there say Zodiac Constitution, Clock of Destiny. But the thing is, like, that whole Clock of Destiny thing that C.M. Bay created, he's a Freemason, and he created this as a temple, as a lodge, you know, for Freemasons, right? And so I'm not even knocking Masonry. I'm not knocking Freemasons. I'm not knocking anything. I'm not speaking ill on it. I'm just being real on it. If you claiming Zodiac Constitution, if you're claiming the Clock of Destiny and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? The wording on there, they're saying like, you know, Zodiac Constitution, Clock of Destiny membership card. They're saying all this stuff. And using that he had registered it, you know what I'm saying, with the I'm trying to think, with the Library of Congress, and they're writing that on there. But it's like, yo, you can't claim any connection to that, because like C.M. Bay set that up for his lodge, and if you're not a member of that lodge, you're not connected to them. They don't want anything to do with that type of stuff. They don't want anything to do with those proclamations that the people putting out, right? Oh yeah, Islam to divine. Peace, right? Let them know, divine. They don't want nothing to do with that, right? They don't want anything to do with the stuff that people are rocking with out here, claiming that whole Clock of Destiny thing, right? And so you're not even a part of that society. Matter of fact, to be a part of this lodge, they want people with degrees. They want people coming with some type of skills. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in carpentry, you're an electrician, you got, you know what I'm saying, you got these certifications, C++ programming, something. You got degrees and things to bring to it, okay? Like, they want real people with skills that's usable, that, you know what I'm saying, can network so they can build. I'm not knocking it. I'm saying props to that. So you're not even a part of that society, right? But you claiming that. But you're not claiming it because you either downloading it or you just buying it from somebody who sound like they know what they talking about. But they obviously don't know what they talking about, because they selling this mess. It's mess. And it's got all this stuff mixed in there. And back to the whole thing with C.M. Bay, the Clock of Destiny stuff. It has nothing. They don't want nothing to do with any sovereign mess. They don't want anything to do with these proclamations that's being, you know, put out there like that. They want nothing to do with it. But their name is on it. Just like some people will even put Moorish Science Temple or Moorish Holy Temple of Science or whatever. Just change it up. I'm going to just do my own thing. And it's like, Moorish Science Temple don't want nothing to do with that. Right? So you got all these people doing their own thing, doing it their own way, mixing and matching all types of things in there. And like man, like we were doing a study group once, and there was a brother that had a declaration to sign. It's like, I don't want to sign that stuff, you know? You know, and that's not the only time people ask for me to sign stuff. It's like, I'm not trying to sign anything. My girl ain't trying to sign anything. I wouldn't advise you to sign anything either. Because, like, you asking me to sign something, you don't even know what's on there. I know. And, like, if I'm trying to hip you to it, you might not even be opening to hear, because, you know, the ego get in the way, and people, you know, they want encouragement. You feel like you attacking them or something. And we're not attacking, man. We being real. We're being real. Like, I've been on this too long to play games, right? You know, I might have been in a temple for a short amount of time, but I've been on the Moorish Science for, like, you know, decade plus, like more like 14 years. So, like, this ain't new to me. And so, like, some of the stuff that even close to being new to me. So I'm understanding it, and that's why I would look at this and be like, you shouldn't sign this either. You should tear this up and shred it, right? And so I'm not knocking anybody out there who's done those declarations and all that stuff. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad, but it's the truth, man. It's the truth, right? And y'all really like I said, man, you don't need to take anybody's word for it. Like what I'm saying, go and look this stuff up yourself and be like, wow, oh, it really is Elijah. Oh, they really have members. Oh, they really not down with this stuff at all. So why the hell am I doing this declaration is claiming them? Right? That would like dead it right there. That like nullifies that whole thing. Then on top of that, it's got a whole bunch of other stuff in there, right? But people had to do extra stuff because they were trying to circumvent the prophet. Like they didn't want to go within the temple. Everybody had their own reasons for not wanting to do it. Like I said, some people were just frustrated. They're like, these people in the temple lame. Like they trying to hold things back. And I'm not even knocking that because it is. You got people in the temple who happy having these little positions that mean nothing because they ain't doing nothing with it, right? And that's lame. That's extremely lame. And I mean, if I was like a quitter, and I ran into that, I would quit. I'd be like, man, forget this. I ain't got time for this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not knocking that, but I'm not a quitter. So, that ain't what I do. I would just boss up and just make it happen, You do what you got to do to get them people out of there if they not doing what they supposed to, right? Everybody don't have the energy for that too. So I'm not knocking it. Not knocking it at all. I'm just saying, man, like, I get it why some people try to go around it, but that don't make it right, and that don't make it official. And that doesn't mean it works, okay? Just because you make something up and you start putting some official-looking stuff in there, that don't mean it is real, okay? So y'all got to be careful with that, man. And then it's on the, the little law enforcement list now. So that means when you filing these declarations, you're going on the black identity extremist list, And like when you telling people stuff like this, some people, why you trying to put fear out there? Ain't nobody trying to put fear out there. It's the truth. It is what it is. Like sticking your head in the sand and pretending that it's not going on doesn't help. All right? You got to be real about it. Especially if you go out there, you really about it. You want to be strategic. Well, here's the strategy, bro. Them declarations you filing is getting you on these black identity extremist lists. All right? Because they got it on there. Is okay, they on that sovereign stuff. That's what it is.
And when they need slaves, they know right where to go.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. We don't stick our heads in the sand. You gotta be real about what it is, especially if you're gonna be strategic about things and how you move. Like they letting you know. This little thing got put out on the internet. For all we know, it could have been, it could be legit. It could be misinformation. It could be something that, somebody who worked there don't agree with this. They like, man, I'm putting this out on the internet. Who knows? But I mean, even before they did that, we knew this stuff was bogus. All right. And the main people they getting is people who are new to this information, who aren't as well researched. So you don't know these things, right? So it's real important, man. You gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta guard your own grill. You gotta watch yourself. You gotta be able to protect yourself out here. All right, because it's people who, who seem like they sincere, that's not. And then you got a lot of people who just don't know. They don't know better. So my advice is back to what I said at the beginning of the video. It's 3 things everybody needs. All right. If you consider yourself a Moorish American, you have to have the Quran, the Moorish Holy Quran, the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Circle 7, whatever you want to call it. There's only one. You need to have that one, authentic, real one.
You need to proclaim your nationality.
All right. You need to get the questionnaire, Quran questions, 101s. You got to have that. That's 2. And you got to have the divine constitution and bylaws. Now, what you do after that is up to you. Because like I said, I know there's a lot of people, for whatever reasons, you're not even trying to go into the temple. You like vampires with the church. It's like holy water. You ducking. You ain't trying to have nothing to do with no temples. It's like, it's scary. I get it. I get it. You know, it's scary. So, but you got to have those three things, man, because you need to know what's real and what's not out here. Because I'm telling you, you got that stuff, you'll see a whole lot of these people out here, even the ones that you think are smart, they out of law. They out of pocket. They out of they out of their minds. Like, literally, they out of their minds. Right? But you will see that. But you got to get that stuff and start studying over it. That's just my advice to everybody out there, because I already know, you know, people's in different places. Like I said, some of y'all ain't trying to get it. Like the brother just said in the chat, the church vibe is crazy. I feel that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be real, like, I'm like that too. I ain't trying to go to church at all. Some of y'all cool with church. So you don't feel me. You don't know where I'm coming from. I hate church. I always hated church. I was falling asleep in church as a child. You know what I'm saying? I was not up in. I did not like it. You know, and I ain't going to church now. And you know what I'm saying? So I feel that. I ain't trying to go to no church. I ain't going to no church on Easter. I ain't doing none of that. I'm anti-church. For real. So I feel that, you know. Shoot, I wouldn't try to be, you know, getting down with that either, you know. But then on the other hand, like I said, man, it's not even what I said. It's just what what I've learned over time. This is the society set up by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. This is ours. This is what you come into to proclaim your nationality. You take part. You go to your meetings. You do it, and you become faithful, you know, and you have to stick to it, because if you don't do it, then you, I'm not going to say right now, if you don't do it, you're not a Moorish American, but let's be real. Before Prophet Noble Drew Ali came and set up our society, we were not Moorish Americans, okay? We were whatever they called us. You know, in like the 1600s, that's why I'm saying go to YouTube, check out the videos. In the 1600s, you know, sometimes they called us Negroes, sometimes they called us Indians, sometimes they called us Moors, right? Right? William Penn, founder of Pennsylvania, is on record in his little diary, you know, saying that the settlers, including him, were calling the indigenous population Indians, Negroes, and Moors interchangeably, right? Okay? And now African American, okay? So, you know, this has been going on for a while, okay? And I'm saying that just to say that, you know, this is what was set up by us to get out of that situation. The Prophet connected us back to the ancient of ancient, okay? And he deemed us Moorish Americans. He had the power and authority to do that, all right? And he set up the society for us, and it's legit. And that's what you go into, you know, to come back into the fold. You feel me? So, like, I'm not up here trying to corral everybody over here, come and do this. You know, I'm just trying to share some wisdom. And hopefully, you know, somebody gets it. Because, you know, I don't know what you were thinking before, but, you know, it might not be what you was thinking it is. It's way deeper than that. Like, we weren't, like, in the 1800s walking around like, yo, we Moorish American. There was nobody doing it, you know, then or before then, all right? We've been, you know, genetically going into sleep status, cocoon status for a while. So we've been forgetting who we were for a while. That's one of the ways we were able to get into this position anyway, where people could take advantage of us, all right? And now we're coming out of it. And something was set up for us, like a vehicle for us to come out of it. And that's what it is. So, it doesn't work going outside of it. It just don't work. And it's not working. And it's starting to fail. And you're seeing some of the people who's promoting that stuff scrambling online. They don't know what to do, you know? And, like, it's crazy because you don't know who's legit and not. Some people might not even really be about this more stuff who act like they are. They might only be here to try to get y'all in trap, you know, trying to do this stuff outside the movement, all right? Because that's the protection. That's what you got for you. They want to keep you outside of it, you know, and that's not me saying it. That's just, you know, perception, paying attention, seeing how things are, man. Like, you know, They want to keep as many people outside as they can. The only thing pretty much you could do right now is try to distract and slow it down. You know, because it's like a landslide coming. It's a lot of folks that's waking up, you know. And so, you know, if you smart, you peep game, you see what it is, you'll take heed. Because there's nothing wrong with that advice to just get those three things and don't just get them. Like, read them, study them, for real. You know, instead of watching TV sometimes or whatever the dumb activity that just dumbs you down, you know, go and read. And not just read, study. Study the Quran. I know that like the language, the English that it's written in, it's not how we talk anymore. So it could be kind of, you know, a challenge. All right? But you got to get over that. You need to get it. All right? Because it's for you. So I say definitely get the Quran, the questions, and the Constitution. All right? Get those. Even if that's the only thing you do from the temple is get that stuff to do it. You know? And like Divine said, all of them other ones are offshoots. Let's see. The red flag with the 5 points is our flag. Exactly. You got people making their own flags and everything. Right? And I mean, I'm not knocking that, you know? You know, if it maybe that's a subset of it in the future or something down the line, but like, you know, forget all that. This is the flag right here. Right? That's why it's up here, so that y'all can see it. That's the flag, you know? He was flying it over here in 1928 when what they was actually flying in Morocco was like a mixture of like the France flag and the I don't even know if it had this in it at that time. You know what I'm saying? So it, you know, they didn't even have this yet, right? All right, they weren't flying this officially until, you know, after the fact. I'm not even gonna talk about that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, people got their own flags, right? So, you know, I'm not knocking anyone in particular, but I'm just saying, man, y'all gotta watch out, okay? And I don't know what everybody else is trying to do, but all I know is it ain't gonna work. Not unless they willing to come within the movement, the society set up for us, and then do their little subset, okay? All right, because it's official. It's official, the real deal. And so, you know, that's it. You know, I'm gonna get off of here for this battery die on the French. I'm on the French. Yeah. So yeah, the flag used to be like half French flag, half something else, right? All right. So we actually had it first. You know, and that might be confusing too. Like when you talk to people from Morocco and you point that out to them, because then they got to go back and look, because they don't know this stuff off the top of their head. They don't know what the flag what they were flying in Morocco looked like in 1928, in 1913. You know,
Don't care.
they don't. You know, they got to go back and look. They don't understand, and they definitely don't know the point of view that we coming from. Like, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of y'all don't know either. You got to study. You got to do some work. So you got to be careful with all this stuff that's online. Hey, man, it's crazy. You seeing people getting locked up, and the stuff they getting locked up for is foolish stuff. It's people out here who, like, they not criminals. Like, they ain't living that life. You know what I'm saying? Where they just going to jail. And now all of a sudden, since they in this Moorish stuff, they starting to go to jail. Because this is what, you got these people out here. You got people out here who are promoting this like, you got to stand on your square. You might go to jail. You know, you might go to prison. And that's their selling point. Like, I don't know why people are buying it. I don't know why people are buying it. Like how somebody, like, this how they recruiting you. Like, yeah, you might have to go to jail. But, you know, we fighting the cause. That's how they coming at you, right? I don't know how they even getting people on board, man. This lame. Like, this stuff's whack. But you got people that never been to jail before in their life. Now, all of a sudden, they going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Now, all of a sudden, they going to prison. And it's crazy. It's really crazy like that. All right? So, y'all need to be careful out here, right? Anybody telling you, yo, it's not squatting in a house. This our land. We taking it back. Like, that stuff ain't working for anybody. All right, there's not even one person who can show you like this mansion or whatever that they were squatting in that they got, that they're good. You know, that they're not constantly looking out the window, you know, hoping that the little paperwork that they put up is going to keep the SWAT team from coming in and potentially shooting somebody, you know, coming in. Some of these people got children, right? And you got the SWAT team coming. Like, come on, man. That's not even real. Like, I can't have no SWAT team coming to my house. Hell nah, right? So let's just keep it real. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? And when these people is talking that stuff, they might as well be sounding like this because they on some crazy mess, right? They not real. They all need to have like some kind of filter or something on them. Like they like the big bad wolf or something, right? Man, I ain't trying to update this iPhone either because I know as soon as it update, I ain't gonna have no memory left. But yeah, we gonna get on here. We gonna get on here. We can get on the YouTube or something like that. Word. But like, yo, for real, like these other people out here, they acting like that stuff's cool. Going to prison, going to jail for the cause. That's the big bad wolf. Ain't no telling. I don't know if they just crazy. They either crazy or they're like on the government payroll. They part of them people who are trying to prevent the rise of the Black Messiah. Okay? All right? That's what it is. It's only one of those two things. They either crazy, stupid, or they, you know, I ain't trying to say agent because that's played out now. Everybody's an agent. I ain't trying to call nobody agent. But whatever it is you call somebody who's trying to come and take down their own people. All right? You know, either way, it's crazy to me, but it's real out here. It's real like that. So y'all be careful. And when you see them, yeah, they're vagabonds, man. When you see them fools, they need to get put on blast. All right? Yo, we need to get you on the podcast, man, so you can tell that story for real. For real. Because people need to learn. Y'all can learn from our mistakes, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't trying to sit up here and act like I'm perfect, you know? I'm just learning, right? And I'm sharing it with you because some of these mistakes, man, they could mess up your life. All right? So you can't play around and not even humoring these other fools, man, because they messing it up out here, right? So that's really it. But that's why I was saying, man, just everybody just make sure you click like and share. Don't keep this to yourself because this ain't jokes. You know what I'm saying? It's for real. It's real out here. And make sure you get those three things: Quran, the Quran questions, and the divine constitution and bylaws, and then work from there. But you need to start with that so you know what's real and what's not. And if you got them declarations, tear it up. Don't authenticate your birth certificate. You know, don't file liens on anyone. Please don't file liens on anyone because you putting yourself in a foolish position. People actually getting locked up behind that. All right, they taking that stuff as threats on whatever department, whatever people in office that you are filing these liens against. You know, people getting real years in prison. All right, not jail. All right, jail ain't nothing. You getting prison time for that. Okay, all right. For real. So, all right, peace to everybody. It's late, so we gonna get up out of here. Y'all make sure you click like and share. And there ain't nothing nobody could say to this. This is real talk. Like, can't nobody argue with advising all Moors to get a Quran questions and divine constitution. I mean, ain't nothing they can say against that. And just telling you to watch out because these people, man, you know, selling paperwork and all that stuff. Just watch out. And on that note, I'm out. We're going to get the Brother Divine on the podcast, right? You coming on there? All right. So peace, everybody. Click like and share. Peace. Islam.